So now that we have established what EGS is and its potential applications, let's talk about the impact that it could have on the energy markets and on consumers. The energy industry usually takes an average of 50 years to incorporate new technologies. Due to the cost associated with energy projects and the large size of these projects, the technology needs to be pretty established before companies will invest their futures into them. Considering that EGS has been around for about 15 years, it is on pace to be a proven technology in 10 to 20 years. This means that commercial power will become available in 20 years if the technology progresses as planned. In the energy world, this has been a fairly fast-moving technology. Because of the size of the available resource, EGS has the potential to be an extremely disruptive technology. It would completely change the current face of the entire energy world, potentially eliminating the need of coal, natural gas, gasoline, nuclear, wind, and solar energies. This disruption depends largely on what the cost of this power actually is once it is fully developed. So, Terrence, how are energy costs actually calculated?
The generally accepted method of determining energy costs is called the levelized cost of electricity, or the LCOE. The LCOE is calculated by taking the cost of the power plant over its lifetime and dividing it by the total energy produced over its lifetime. The costs depend on what kind of plant is being built and can include drilling, plant costs, coal mining and the transportation of the coal, nuclear material, and so forth. It also includes operation and maintenance costs and any disposal costs. LCOE is reported in cents per kilowatt hour, which is dollars per energy. Coal power produces power around 4 cents per kilowatt hour. Wind power is around 8 cents per kilowatt hour. Nuclear power is around 6, and hydropower is the cheapest, around 3 cents per kilowatt hour. Commercial power in Utah is around 9 cents per kilowatt hour, while other states like Connecticut is as high as 17. The national average usually hovers around 10 or 11 cents per kilowatt hour. Utility companies add transmission costs, and there are several margins added to the raw power costs. Clearly, energy costs vary greatly with the energy source and the location of the purchase. EGS right now can produce power at around 18 cents per kilowatt hour. This is nearly quadruple the cost of coal power. In the MIT report on EGS, it is reported that if EGS is fully developed, costs can drop to as low as 3.9 cents per kilowatt hour. This would make it the second cheapest form of power and more widely available than hydropower, which is the cheapest. In the energy industry, including electricity, gasoline, and other oil products, cost, supply, and demand are the driving factors. It is not like other industries where margins can be very high depending on the product, depending on marketing, and depending purely on the popularity of the product, like the iPhone. So, Brittany, if EGS was fully realized, what effect would this have on life?
Well, Terrence, with energy this cheap and clean, it could have a very large impact on consumers' lives. Electric cars would become widely available. With the drop of pollution levels, the general public health will also raise dramatically. However, with the drop of gasoline requirements, the demand would go down, which would also drive supply down, and prices would likely rise, which would raise the cost of air travel. Electricity consumption would also likely rise as we use AC and heating more freely. In conclusion, EGS has the potential to become an extremely disruptive technology and could change the way consumers use energy. It will also make energy rates much more constant. On the other hand, if the technology is not realized to its full potential, it could become just another part of the energy equation, or it could flop entirely. This all depends on the technology development and the competing technologies.
Thank you for joining us in this technology update. As you can imagine, the future is cloudy and uncertain, but full of possibilities. Please stay tuned over the next 20 years to the progress of EGS as it develops to fulfill its potential.